Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? We are just getting a second load of sheep here in this trailer, and once we've got those second load of sheep we will take them over to the sheep pens, and then the first thing we have to do, I know we've got grass down on the ground, but the first thing that we actually need to do is get water into the sheep. It's very important that they are supplied with water. They have grass in the field that they can use, but water is obviously fairly crucial. Now, I said previously, well hang on, before I do that, let me just get my weekly question. And the weekly question is, I'm going to buy a truck at some point, but I'm not quite sure when. And you have an option for 4 different trucks. We've got the MAN TGS 18480, that is the standard in-game one. Then we've got the MAN TGS 184 series, which is a mod one. The few different options available on it. And we have the mod Lizard SX 310 Twinstar, although in the actual mod section that's listed as Tristar. It's got an extra wheel on the back axle. I think it's a bit stronger, but I'm not quite sure. And then finally you've got the Phoenix 6x6. This is a mod. It's not as powerful as the one that we got in Goldcrest, which is that one there. It's not an aggro truck, it's just a standard, fairly small truck. So those are your 4 options: the Phoenix, the Tatra Phoenix 6x6, Lizard SX310, the MAN 184 mod, and the MAN 18480 standard in-game truck. It's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below. Let us know which one you want and why, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote up in the top right-hand corner. So I'm going to go along this little track that we made yesterday, which is actually a perfect shortcut for travelling between the animal sell point and our sheep pens. We do have to stop and open one gate. I've left the gate open back at the animal sell point. I did that quite deliberately. I've got no intention of closing that one at the moment, although we do have sheep in this field, which means that we've got to be very careful when we go in and out of this gate so that we don't accidentally let any sheep out. And sheep can be a little bit tricky. It's often easier to get cattle to stay away from your gate than it is sheep sometimes. Well, sometimes. It can vary. It can vary hugely depending on the mood of the animals at the time. They can be somewhat, yes, somewhat, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, I was going to say difficult and variable. Oh, what's the word? It'll come to me later. There was a word I was looking for. Right, there's a sheep in the way there. I can't... I got an air horn on the tractor. That's brilliant. Oh, I can't think of the word. There was a word that I was thinking of. It was right on the tip of my tongue. It was a perfect word for this particular situation. Oh, well. We'll have to come back to that one. So, I was talking about buying a combine. I'm going to sell the combine that we've got in the shed. And I was talking about buying another combine. However, it has been suggested by a few people that it might be better if I was to lease the combine, because I am planning on leasing the forager when we come to do it, to like simulate a contractor coming in to do the job. And a few people have said that it would actually be pretty good if we could do that with the combine as well, because that would be quite realistic. To have a combine, you know, or have the harvest done by a contractor. It's fairly common in New Zealand. I know it's becoming common all over the world. There's all sorts of people that do that now. So maybe we'll do that. So let's just stick another 48 sheep in here. There we go. Confirm. If we do that, what that's going to... Oh, hang on. I've got it on miles per hour. I shouldn't have it on miles per hour. Let's go there. Kilometers. I keep doing this. I'm going to keep doing this throughout the entire series. You know this, don't you? So far, we've got 96 sheep, haven't we? Not 98. I was going to say 98. It's 96 sheep that we've got at the moment. We have a wool sell point right here. The spinnery, it's at 7,000, although we don't actually have any wool at the moment. 96 sheep. We're on cleanliness 100%. They got no water. They got no hay or grass. We're going to put some grass in for them. And then we're going for hay. We've got a baler and we've got a few other things. Now, something I wanted to talk about was the small bale auto load trailer. Many of you will have seen it. I did mention it earlier in the week in my Goldcrest series, and I'm just looking for baling equipment. It's right in front. Oh, there it is. It's this baler, this bale trailer right here, the Fliegl Transport Runner UAL. It now has, let's just go back, bales, pallets and saplings. Right, it now has the ability to take small bales, very large bales, pallets, all the lot. So I'm wondering if we should do some hay with this. We'll lease this one. Actually, we might end up buying that one because it's a very cool trailer to use. I love autoload. I genuinely love autoload. But lease this baler here and use that for a little bit. I'd like to use that one as well. I'd like to have a go with that one. That does look very cool. But what do you think of me doing a field of hay with small bales on this map? I know we did it on Goldcrest. It did take quite a while. But we could try out then the new configuration for this trailer right here. I don't know how many it's got on. I think it's less than the one that we used previously, because they found that lag was becoming a bit of an issue with it. So there is that to sort of take into account. Now what I'd like to do next, we've got to go and get water. I want to put this one back out the way. I don't want to park it right here. This is not the place. I want to put it back over in that corner. So if we can put it back over there, then we're going to go and get water. And we're going to buy an IT Runner trailer, which I think would be a very cool one to get. And we'll get the Hooklift water bowser that can be used for all sorts of things, not just water. But it's 20,000 litres, which is absolutely brilliant. That's a nice quantity of water. Much better than the little one, especially as we're going for 500 sheep. I know I said that when we reach 300 we will see about redoing the question, and quite a lot of people have actually given a lot of support for that idea, and I'm quite pleased about that, because I do feel that it could be quite difficult to do 500. However, I'm not going to sort of say I'm not doing it, because obviously that is what everybody voted for. So that's that one parked up there. I'm going to get over to the shop and we're going to buy the IT Runner trailer, and we're going to get the Hooklift water bowser. That we're going to have to, we'll buy both of those. I'm going to lease a forage wagon to put grass in for the cattle, and then we'll return the forage wagon because I don't think that we're going to need it after this. So that one could go back. And what was the final thing that I wanted to do? I'm going to lease that. The rest of it should be all okay as it is. And I'm liking the idea of leasing a combine. I know that it does cost a fair bit to do the lease and that, but I think that it would make up for it with the crop that we get back from it. We could lease a fairly big combine then, do a one-off harvest, and then we're done and dusted. So we can sell the little New Holland that we've got, and in order to do that, I was wondering about whether or not we should drive the combine up here, or if we should get it on a low loader. You know, I really don't know about that at the moment, but let's get this. Oh, hang on, I'll turn that off. There we go. You can stay there a minute. Come into here, and what have we got? So we want the tipper. And I quite liked using the Hooklift in Sosniovka. I have been asked several times, where is the save game file for Sosniovka? It's not out yet. There's a bit of a delay at the moment on FSUK. I'm not quite sure why, but there's no new mods have been posted for over a week, so I'm assuming that there's some issue with testing and so on. If it continues to be an issue for very much longer, what I might do is try putting it on Mod Hoster instead, because they host their own mods. That's quite a good site. Although I would prefer to leave it on FSUK, because that is where my 2 save game files from FS15, the ones that people asked me to put up, are located. So I would like to put them on there, but I'm not going to just leave it for ages and ages, because I know that some people are quite keen to get hold of that save game so that it can carry on, and I'm very aware of this. And I'm checking it daily, but at the moment there's a bit of an issue. So maybe we'll stick it on Mod Hoster, and we'll leave it on FSUK as well, and I'll put 2 links up for you. I might do it like that. So if I've got time, I'll do that later today, and then I'll be able to let you know what's happening at the beginning of the week in the next Goldcrest series. So what do we got here? This one is 19,800 by 20,000 litres, takes all 3. and the ITR 2633 HD. Well, I'm assuming that's just the one that we want. So select and buy, yes. ITR 2633 HD. Now, is that the one that we just got? Yes, 2633 HD. So what's the other one? This one's got a longer IT Runner HD. Ah, right. That's the one that comes with the Tatra, but it's just because it's got a longer hitch on it, which means it would be easier, I'm assuming, to go behind some of the trucks. We shall see. Anyway, that's the one that we want. Oh, we also need to lease a forage wagon, and I don't think we're going to need a particularly big one. So we certainly won't want one of those. I don't want that one. Definitely don't want that one. It's a nice one. We've used it, but I don't want to do it again. I'd like to have a go with one of these. I might do that at the beginning of the Rattlesnake Valley time-lapse. Just get one of those going. I'm not quite sure. I think at the moment, really, we don't need anything more than the Pottinger. That one would be just fine. We can get what grass we want with that, and we'll just lease that one for 2,000. Okay. Then once we've gotten the grass from that, we can then head up to... head back here, get the turner. What do you guys call it? I've always called it a turner. Hang on, I gotta check this. Tedder, a tedder. Yeah, for tedding the hay. Yeah, I've always just called it a turner. I'd never heard of the phrase tedder until I started playing this game. So yeah, we'll get the turner, the tedder, and we will head back up there, and we'll turn everything else into hay and bale it up so that we've got some reserve there for the sheep. Then we're going to need to... See, I'm wondering how much money we should keep in reserve. We do have some loan available. We got a loan of 75,000 at the moment. We repaid all of our loan in Sosniovka, and we've got a $75,000 loan. Did I say pounds? I think I might have just said 75. I'm not sure. Right, you've got to press X to unfold this one. And then once it's unfolded, then you can press Q to hook it on. Yeah, so we've got 75,000 loan at the moment. We could get the rest of the loan, and that's basically another $225,000 that we can use for different things. So we probably will put those into sheep to start with, because we want lots and lots of sheep. Now I need to find water. This could be a problem. I've no idea where on this map we can find water. We could just go to the water. Let's try going to the water. I'm going to drive down there. I'll meet you down there, and we'll see if we can get water out of the river for free. All we got to do now is find somewhere that we can back into the river. And we can't really do it here. I mean, there's plenty of water there. We just got to see if we can back into the river. I did finish spraying that field. I hadn't actually finished spraying the field when we started yesterday's episode, which is something I should have done. I've done it now. That's all finished being sprayed. And hopefully, once we get one growth stage come through, we'll be able to do the fields again. This bit in the middle does make this field a bit awkward to do. So what I'm thinking is that next time we'll keep field 2, we'll work that one, and we'll do field 3 over there. And then if you have a look at the map, field 4 is kind of split. Field 5 is a bit of an odd shape, but not quite so bad. But I think we'll just avoid doing field 1 because it's such an involved process of doing it. You can't really just leave the hired help working. And whilst it's nice and all to be able to do the field with this delightfully odd shape, I don't think we want to just keep watching me do things like that in the Let's Play. So I'll probably avoid it from now on. Once we've combined it and baled up all the straw. Now then, can this trailer suck water out of here? Now, I think you press R to refill, don't you? Well, let's go here. Enable IC, drop off, contain. Oh no, we want to... It would help if I was on the right one. Refill barrel, R. So, oh, you do have to go in quite deep. You do have to go in quite a long way to be able to get the water. I think that's plenty far enough there. But anyway, we have got water here, so we can then transport this up to the sheep, and we'll probably just leave it up there. The good thing about this is that we can unhook the barrel, and we can leave that up there. and we can use the IT runner trailer for other tasks, which would be absolutely fantastic. I'd like to... We used the IT runner a little bit in Sosnyovka, and I had a lot of people asking if I could use it for a lot more things in this series. So I'm going to use it a lot in this one. I may even get a second trailer, although that's it's unlikely. I might lease one when we're doing silage. I got an idea for swapping containers around during silage. It's not actually my idea. It was someone suggested it and thought it would be really cool for picking up and dropping off loads of containers here and there. And I agree. I think it would be very cool. So we are going to try and do it. So I'll meet you up at the sheep now, and we can put this water in for them, and then we can go and get some grass and get them fed, and then finally we are going to be doing a little bit of turning today. We're going to turn the rest of the grass so that we turn it into hay. But what I'm wondering is, should we, before we start doing the hay, should we sell the combine? I've had a lot of people... I did suggest I was going to get rid of the Sammy trailer, tractor, and possibly keep the New Holland that we got down there. Is it a New Holland that we got? I think it's a New Holland. I'll have a look in a minute. But yeah, possibly selling one of them. We've got an old New Holland at the cattle farm. We've got the... we've got 2 tractors back at the main farm, plus the Lindner as well, and the pickup truck. What I'm thinking is that we want to sell at least 1 tractor, possibly 2. I would say we'll sell one of the tractors. So I'll have a look through and see which is the most powerful, which is worth the most money, that kind of thing. We'll and then weigh up the options. We're going to sell one of them, and we'll sell the combine as well, because that combine's too small anyway. I don't really want to do field 1 with that tiny little combine. I think it's just going to take forever. Not really worth the effort. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. But I'll meet you up the top of the hill. Right, here we are with the water, and if we just come in here, I think that one over there is food, and I think this one here is water. So let's just put this one down here. We've got to keep that piece in the corner there free, because that is where the wool pallets will go. So if I back this one up round like this, hopefully, is that close enough? Apparently that's not close enough. I would have thought that that would be water there on the edge, rather than this one in the middle. I'm hoping it's not this one in the middle. This one looks more like a feed barrier. Let's just come up next to it. Right, well there's nothing, I got no sort of fill sign coming up, so let's move over to this one again, and we'll just run parallel to it. It might be that the point for emptying is up near the front. No. No. Right, what? Let's just bring up the help and see what we got. Bring this one right up close. Right, so far there's nothing. Stop overloading. Right, so it allows you to overload. Right, if I'm turning it on and off for... It doesn't seem to want to do anything. Right. Maybe we've got to do it on the other side. This is a bit of a mystery. I'll find out in a minute, and then we can carry on with other plans. Okay, mystery solved. Food is the one in the middle. This one here is water, but you've got to do it on this side, which is going to be a bit of a nuisance when this is full of wool. Will mean that we'll have to move the wool out of the way first and then be able to put the water in. The moment we can put 9,000 litres of water in, we will hopefully be able to get more water in a little bit later on. I'm hoping to be able to get at least another 50 sheep in there. Possibly even another 100 sheep. If we could get another 100 sheep, that would be absolutely fantastic, because that way we'll at least have the breeding rates will have increased fairly substantially then. So let's just back this one in here, and then what I'm going to do is, you know that we've got back at the main yard, we've got the garage there, haven't we? I know that we've got to pay for using the garage, I'm wondering if we can use that as a sell point for machinery. If we can, then we'll be able to sell a couple of bits of machinery. We've got the Ford New Holland, the old one, up the top up there, and I don't want to keep that one. I'm going to sell that one. And then I was wondering if we should keep the Sammy or if we should keep the T6. That's the other one that we've got. We've got a T6. If we were to sell the T6, that would leave a 160 horsepower tractor behind, whereas the Sammy, let me just show you a minute. So I'm going to sell that one there. That's 65,000 there, but obviously we get more if we can take it to a dealership. Actually, I was going to run it. Let me nip back to the yard a minute and see if we can sell direct at our garage and see if that will do any difference. But I mean, here, this one here is 166 horsepower. This one's 143. So I'm actually thinking New Holland is definitely quite common in New Zealand, whereas Sammy is not so common in New Zealand. I think you do get them, just not as common. So what I thought I would do is I would sell that one and keep this slightly smaller one. We've got a great big tractor, and then we've got that one as our loader tractor. This one will get us 100,000, plus we'll be able to get some more money for the combine, and hopefully that will get us a whole load of stuff. So I'm going to just go and find out if we can sell them back at the yard, or if we've got to take them up to the actual shop. Well, after a little test, it does turn out that we can sell stuff back at our main yard. So I've come up here to get the old New Holland, and I'm going to put the loader in here, and just put that down to the ground, and then go there and unhitch. There we go. So that one, actually no. Do I want to take this? Do I want to leave this one here, or do I? Actually, I'm going to take it with us, because then we can load it onto the. Right. Let's do it like that. I think. Oh, no, actually, that's not going to be very safe because of the way that the spikes are. It's very, very difficult to transport spikes, but I think for this one here, this time, it's going to have to be up in the air. I think that's probably the safest way of doing this. So let's get this one over here and stop, and then we'll get into the tractor, this one here, and bring this one round. I know that we've got a bucket there, but I don't think we're going to need a bucket back at the sheep or anything, so that's quite alright. It can stay where it is. Control F for the Follow Me mod, and for those of you who are asking in the comment section, the Follow Me mod is on the mod hub. You can download it. It's in the beta section, and but it's not for consoles. It's a scripted one, so unfortunately you can't use it on consoles. You can use it on the PC. Get it straight from the mod hub. Works straight out of the box. You don't need to do any like setting up or anything like that. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's a perfect mod. I don't use it that often, but when I do use it, I've always been very pleased with it. Yeah. So as you can see, it'll follow you exactly. So that's the problem. If I pass this car now, hopefully if there's no other cars coming, it'll be okay. But I got to allow for the one behind me to be able to pull in as well. If I pull in now, then the one behind me will pull in too soon, and will end up cutting off that car or going into the side. If I pull in there, it should be okay. Yeah, see, he's pulled in now, only just in front of that car. Anyway, I will meet you back at the main yard, and we can see about selling a few of our machines so that we've got some more money. We will then use that money to buy more sheep before we start putting grass and stuff in for them. Okay, we're going to put this one in here. Now, if you stop and you face the one that's following you, and then it's the right-hand shift button and F, it'll stop the one that's following you. It will also turn your lights on, but that's just a minor detail. So let's put this one in here, and I'm just going to take off the... It's getting it to go into the right position. So yeah, let's go there, and I want to go there like that. Take that one off and leave it there. This tractor we will sell, then we go up to the top shed and we'll get the Sammy, we'll bring that one down and we sell it, and then we got the combine here and the combine header and the header trailer. We're going to sell all of those as well for a whole pile of money. So let's just jump down there and sell $78,400. Okay, and then actually let's just get in here and do these two. This one here can pull that. Let's get that trailer. I'll put that into the workshop there. There we go. Hitch that one on. drag it out. I love this tractor with the rear steering. I can't believe I did use it before, and someone pointed out to me in the comments section when I was getting all excited about this one, that they actually pointed out to me that it's got the rear wheel steering on it, and I never noticed, and I completely forgot about that. And yes, of course I didn't actually write down your name, so I don't actually remember who you are, but nameless stranger, thank you very much for pointing it out to me, and I apologise for not paying more attention. I really should have, because this is such a fantastic little tractor. I love this tractor. So let's just switch that one off and park it there. Come over, and we want to sell both of these, so go R and sell that one. Yes, okay. And then I got to back out, and that one's just been dumped casually on the floor, which is not really the way to do things. Sell that one for $25,000. That's putting us up to $273,000. Yeah, I'm really liking this idea of leasing the combine. Because we're leasing the combine, it does mean... Let's just go and switch this engine off a minute. There we go. And out. I know that Ford New Holland colours are white wheels, whereas we've got grey on that one. But I had so many people begging me to do grey on the Fent that is what we've done. But remember, we are supposed to be doing New Holland colours. I said New Holland blue for the colours, and that also does include the white wheels. So yeah, we will keep white wheels on most of them, because that is the colour that New Holland use. Let's just bring that one up there. This one we'll get a good price for. And there, $157,000. Sell, okay. The only issue with this is, go to the combines. When we do come to lease one, I mean, it's not a bad size, that one, but I mean, ideally when we come to lease, we'll probably use that one. We might even go for a big one. We might even use that axial flow there, the one that I use in the time-lapse series. $30,000 it's going to cost to lease it, and so really what we'll want to do is do more fields than just the two that we've got. We've only got 2 small fields at the moment, and it might end up... Let's just close that shed door. Yeah, it might be better, I think, if we were to do more than just 2 fields to warrant the expense of leasing the combine. And then we can lease the combine, we can blast through all of the fields doing all the harvest, and then we've suddenly got a great big pile of grain that we can sell once we're done. So let's just come up round here and see that Ford New Holland there with the white wheels. That is kind of the colour that we're going to want. So let's jump into the Sammy. The Sammy Fortis 160. This one is going to go and be sold. That shed there is the only shed that I could get those mowers into. Do you remember I couldn't fit them up at the sheep? And I wanted to put them undercover. That is the only shed. That one and that one over there. I couldn't put them into this one here. I couldn't put them down the bottom either, because they were all too high and I couldn't get them underneath the edge of the shed. So it's the only shed that we can store those mowers in. It's a little bit of a nuisance, and it might also be a pain when we come to unload straw and that. I think what we're going to have to do is manually move bales into sheds if we want to store them undercover, or we could leave them outside and just assume that we're sheeting them down like you would in real life, and a great big sheet and put over the top of them, and that's how you would store them outside. So let's sell that one as well. $123,000. Okay, and done. So we now have $554,000, which is absolutely fantastic. We can easily afford another 200 sheep. So I'm going to run back up here, and we're going to get our tractor, and then first thing tomorrow we're going to get 2 more loads of trailer loads of sheep, which is going to take us up to, well, it's, I say 200, it's actually 48 in a load, so we get another 96, which is going to result in us having 192 sheep to start with. We may even go for another load after that, although of course we've got the loan, haven't we? We might be able to afford to go for a 3rd trailer load of sheep. So we get, what's that going to be? It's going to be 238 sheep. 238 sheep to start off. That's almost half of the sheep that we need to, like, do everything. That's close to $1 million worth of sheep, mind. And, yeah, we're going to have to hope for some wool fairly quickly out of them. But if we've got close to 240 sheep, that is going to get us quite a bit of wool. I can't see that would be a bad thing. We've got some grass on the ground that we'll be able to use as well. And then once we've got the sheep, I suppose we could do a session of doing silage. If we were to do silage and do silage bales, then we could sell the bales. That would get us a load more money. That's a really good way of doing it. You get a load of money for doing that. Silage bales is probably one of the most profitable things you can do in the game. And as it happens, we do have a little bit of grass available. So that might be a good way forward. We could end up getting 300 sheep within a couple of weeks, which is a lot faster than I was expecting. And because it's... Oops, wrong button. Because it's so much faster than I was expecting, I'm almost wondering if it is even worth me asking you to at the 300 sheep mark if we should continue. We'll see. We'll see how quickly we do it. At the moment, it's looking very promising for doing it very, very fast, because we've got all this grass on the ground here. That's going to be plenty of food for them all, so we don't need to worry about that. We've got water in for them already. So we've done all of those tasks. All we've got to do is just get the sheep and get them over here. And then, actually, I think our next task, once we've done that, is to just get the first growth stage going on the crop so that we can start weeding the crop. That's going to be the next thing to do. So I'm going to start heading over here. My question for this week is, which truck would you like me to buy? I'm not going to buy it straight away. Obviously, we're spending all our money on sheep. So I will get it eventually. I just don't know when. I'm also thinking that we'll probably end up leasing either the MAN tipper, that one there, or the Tatra Phoenix equivalent. The Tatra Phoenix, I've been told, is a better one because it's lower down. It's a bit more like the ones that are used in New Zealand, but we shall see. We'll get to that. That's not this week's question. Do you want me to buy the MAN 18480, the standard in-game one, the MAN TGS 184 series, which is the modded one? It looks a little bit different. You can see it's got like the bull bars and everything on the front. There's several different configuration options with that one. Then we've got the Lizard SX310 Twinstar. I think it's actually supposed to be Tristar. I'm sure that is actually a spelling mistake there. It's got an extra axle on it. This is an American style truck. And then finally we got the Phoenix, the Tatra Phoenix 6x6, which is a modded one. Again, it's not the same as the one that we've got in Goldcrest Valley. This one's very different. It's not an agricultural version. This is a standard on-the-road version only. So it's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why. And of course, don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right-hand corner. So we're going to head up through here and go back over to the animal dealership so that we can load up with some more sheep. I won't load up with sheep until tomorrow. We don't want to just leave them sat there getting too hot and bothered. The sun is out and shining brightly, so we want to limit the amount of time that the poor creatures actually have to spend inside the animal trailer. So we won't leave them loaded up. Let's just stop there and leap out. There we go. This is the only disadvantage of going this way rather than down onto the road and round, is that we do have to keep stopping to open and close this gate. However, I'm not complaining about that. I find it quite realistic and it's nice to be able to do this sort of thing. The amount of gates that I have opened and shut in my career as a farmer are countless. Absolutely countless. So yeah, it's nice to be able to have a map that we have to deal with things like that on. Which is why I'm not shutting all the gates. And several of you said, no, we shouldn't be shutting all the gates. That definitely wouldn't be realistic, because you leave a load of gates open when you're working on a farm. You only close the ones that you need to. If you like go away from a field and you leave it for a while, if you've done something to it, plant a crop or you're leaving the grass to grow, whatever, then yes, you would close it. But if you're working fairly regularly in a field, then you leave the gate open as you go in and out. Like if you're doing hay or something, you have the gate open, wedge it open, and then it's done. So if you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. So there we go. We're right back where we started from, and we will continue on with this tomorrow. We've got 2 more loads of sheep to get. Productivity is now at 10% because we still not put any food for them. We just go through to here. There we go, 10%, and current reproduction rate is 99 hours and 59 minutes, so 100 hours per new sheep. Hopefully it'll speed up just a smidgen. I'd also like to have your opinions today on, do you think I should get the Fliegl Juno robot cleaner, or would you like me to avoid using that in this series? Interested to hear your views on that one. I personally, I think it's fantastic. Keeps everything clean, and it sort of keeps the mechanic of having to clean up after the animals going, which is quite good because you do actually have to do that in real life. But yes, that is all I got time for. So until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.